Well, I want to talk for a few minutes today about Moses. Moses was the greatest guy. He was the guy in the Hebrew Bible. He took what was Abraham's family that went down there, a group of 70, and 400 and some years later, they were a nation, a huge lot of people. And Moses, the strength of character and the strength of God leading him, directing him, brought them out of Egypt and brought them to the mountain called Sinai and received there from God himself the law that would bind together Israel and keep them together until the next prophet would come, the prophet, like Moses. And the reason it said like Moses was because it says never was again a prophet in the Old Testament that was like Moses, even though they all wrote down their great prophecies and had visions and all that. But Moses sat with the Lord face to face, it says. And so they were waiting for someone like him. And so when Jesus came, they asked him, "Are you telling us that you are in the same league with Moses?" Jesus said, "Moses gave you the bread out of heaven, but I am the bread out of heaven. I'm the actual stuff you take in." Moses was the best of you reaching up to God as best you could, even though Moses said, "I know you're not going to keep this law because it's not that difficult, but it's not in us. We don't have the nature to be keepers of this law and to be the people God wants us to be, really." And so Moses reached up as high as he could and with all that God gave him as one of us. But Jesus was God reaching down to us. He came as one of us. He is the bread. He is the actual substance that we seek and that we need. And so that is a great and joyous thought this week as we imagine, just think about the mountain where Jesus was transfigured into his heavenly self, and he was standing there with Moses and Elijah and his closest inner three guys, James, John, and Peter, were looking and going, "Wow." I don't know how they knew it was Moses or Elijah, but they knew. And so they got to see that these three were discussing Jesus going up to Jerusalem and his upcoming death and his resurrection. And so that's the league he's playing in. Oh, it was a big revelation. And so we are the beneficiaries of that wonderful revelation and that greatness of God's heaven coming to us. And so we get to have a little bit of heaven on earth. And it's no better exemplified than when we get together on Sunday, which we're going to do again this Sunday at 10:30. And it was so fun to be together last week, and we can't wait for this coming gathering this week. Hope you'll be in the house this week and in the building. But if not, we'll be with you online, and we will share in this glory of the one who came down and took on flesh. And we will revel in the power that he gives us, directing us with his word, empowering us with his spirit, and walking upright as saved people, as the children of God. So I will see you there, and hope that God will bless you in the meanwhile.